It's 7:30. Good morning, I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. A plan for Newcastle Council to boycott banks which support the mining industry has drawn criticism. Council voted this week to change the way it invests its $270 million worth of ratepayer funds, with a current preference towards fossil fuel projects. Federal Hunter MP Joel Fitzgibbon believes it's not a good look for a city with the largest coal port in the world, and the move will only punish the Hunter's largest industry. Newcastle MP Sharon Claydon is calling on Attorney General George Brandis to get a move on and replace retiring judges. She says in Newcastle, the Federal Circuit Court is now short a senior judge, and case delays have stretched from between 6 to 8 weeks to 4 months. Sharon Claydon says the family court in particular has been hit hard.
Families are really suffering there, already faced with a traumatic time and separation, and are trying to make arrangements for their children. So I've written to the Attorney General, Senator George Brandis, to say this is completely unacceptable.
It's emerged the state government spent about $1,300 to transport a rail passenger from Hornsby to East Maitland because of either a late, cancelled or overcrowded train. In all over the past year, almost $50,000 has been spent on the emergency taxi hire policy, which involves paying for a cab for passengers who are experiencing major delays and a bus can't be arranged. There was also an $862 trip from Hamilton to Hornsby. Beresfield Pool will continue its low-cost admission fee for another year. However, the pool's long-term future is now being questioned. The pool's expected cost rate pays around $500,000 this year, despite attendance climbing by more than 18% since the lower cost was introduced. Newcastle Lord Mayor Nuatali Nelms says the entry fee for the pool should not exclude anyone.
Council is keeping the entry fee reduced at Beresfield Pool this summer, and hopefully I plan to keep it reduced into the future, because it's absolutely appropriate that the entry fees to our local swimming centres are affordable for the average person in the city to be able to use.
Hunter sports organisations are being given the opportunity to apply for grants of up to $1 million to help improve their facilities. Emphasis is being placed on regional and disadvantaged communities, with expressions of interest closing in October to be assessed by an independent committee. Parliamentary Secretary for the Hunter, Scott McDonald, says sport is very important to local communities.
Maintaining sports grounds is very expensive, of course. It's just as important as some of the major stadiums to have even the smallest local sports grounds looked after. I think if people see that their sports facilities are in good condition, they've got confidence in their community, they'll be active, they'll be engaged. It's a very important social glue.
And a Newcastle woman has become an instant millionaire. She won $1 million in Monday Night Lotto earlier this month after buying a ticket from the Marketown News Agency in Newcastle West. She was shocked to discover she'd won when she checked the ticket 10 days after the draw.
Sport for our sponsor, Warners Bay Sports Club, Fishing Expo, September 13.
The Newcastle North Stars have named their MVP for the season ahead of their semi-finals clash against Canberra on Saturday. Canadian ice hockey import Geordie Woodrick was a front-runner for the award after a whirlwind season that saw him rack up 44 goals and 91 points for his side. North Stars coach Andrew Petrie says the 25-year-old's humility and sincerity off the ice underlines his quality as a player. Dudley's Sarah Halverson continues to impress on the rugby and soccer fields with 2 wins for her respective teams over the weekend. The 20-year-old was part of a huge win for University when they beat Southern Beaches 66-5 and went on to impress in Merewether United's 3-2 victory over Valentine in the club's first Women's Premier League Grand Final. Halverson will now look to another victory for University as they prepare to take on Merewether Carlton in their preliminary final this Saturday. And in horse racing, Newcastle trainer Chris Lees will take home the title of Provincial Trainer of the Year at the Country and Provincial Training Awards in October. That's sport. I'm Emily Crowe.
To NURFM News Time 26 to 8.